What's good, folks? We back, and today we're gonna be talking about what could improve the Walking Dead story by a whole lot. Listen, I like the story, and it's a masterpiece on its own, but I feel like it could be better. There's a lot of missed opportunities, and one of the biggest things that I think could really help the story out is flashbacks. Now, we know how good Telltale does flashbacks. We could see that they actually do a good job in flashbacks in The Walking Dead New Frontier, but that's the thing. The flashback is the only thing we care about in that game. But I'm not talking about that type of flashback. Look at characters like Jane. Take this for instance. Most people, they don't like her. But imagine this. Jane, she alone with her little sister Jamie, and she trying everything she can to help her out. But she just won't budge. Like, she don't want the help. And you can see it's hurting Jane and Jamie at the same time. If we were able to see this, it would make this character way better. Like, more people would side with Jane if we got to see this flashback. Because, if you think about it, the events that led up to that, it's really what made Jane's character so distant and so cold. And all we gotta do is get a little 2-minute flashback to see what happened to her to make her that way. Telltale, they like to make people cry. So it could have been like a scene where she tugging on her arm, telling her to get up, like, get up! And she won't move, and the walkers come and eat her. And I feel like that's a good flashback. Whether you like Jane or not, that's a good flashback. Or, take for instance Minerva. Listen, we know eventually she turned on her sister, but we don't see what led up to that. What was her breaking point actually? And I feel like, just give me a 1-minute flashback to see what actually happened. Then I would have been like, Minerva is more prevalent to the story than we thought. And honestly, in my opinion, Minerva, she is the final boss in a way. But at the same time, she's not really that hyped up. I feel like that flashback, it would have made it a whole lot better. Hey, I'm just saying, we don't need everybody to get a little story arc, but I mean, just a little bit would be nice. And listen, I know a lot of people, they really detest flashbacks, but if you do it in a certain amount, like not too much, because, over time, flashbacks could get a little repetitive, especially if you kill off the character right before you show the flashbacks. But if done right, it could make the story way better. But the next thing I want to talk about, we talking about world building. Now, Telltale story, it's always focused on one character and their situation. In most cases, it's Clementine or Elite. But I feel like expanding on the world around them, it could add more to the story. Like, really going in on survivor factions. Like, we got Delta in the final season, but we barely even get to scratch the surface on who, like, what is their purpose? What's their whole purpose, and why are they fighting anyway? Are they fighting for land, territory? Like, I feel like the world building is kind of left out. I understand why, but at the same time, I feel like this is a missed opportunity. Even Carver Group, listen, we don't know how it started, what were the rules before they went full dictatorship. Honestly, they could have told us a lot about how survival looked before the dictatorship even started, because I feel like they had to go through something tragic to make Carver take those actions in the first place. Even in the New Frontier with Joanne, she talking about the winter, people starving, that big ass group. Like, if we would have seen that, people on the streets in the winter, cold, hungry, outside, I feel like that would have made Joanne a way better character, because we could see what they went through. Not just hear about it, but I get to see it. See the hungry children on the streets. See how they living like me out there, where they eating 2 slabs of cheese with mustard in between. Like, if I would have seen that struggle, I would have been like, you know what, Joanne? You alright. I understand that you gotta get a little physical to get that food, but I feel like if we would have seen that, it would have made everybody be like, you know what, Joanne? She's not a bad character at all. She actually a great character. But since we don't get to see it and we just go off words, we just like, that just happened. All right, well, on to the next thing. And that's one of the things that I feel like really let us down a little bit, because they be talking about all these events, but they don't be showing it. I feel like if you were to show it, it would give the story more meaning, more depth, and make everything a lot more cathartic. But since we just get to hear about it, it don't really stick to us. Now, this next one, I think it's just my curiosity, but I love to get a little sample of knowing what everybody did before the outbreak even started. Like, what was Jane's job? What did Luke used to do? What did Alvin used to do? was like, I just feel like that's a really fun thing to explore, and I don't want no time skip of that. I just want a nice little conversation, just telling us what they used to do. Like season 1, they did a good job of that. We know Carly, he's a journalist. Lee, he a teacher in a university. Kenny, he a fisherman. And I love that aspect of it. That's an aspect that nobody really seems to appreciate. But me, yeah, I like that. So I would have liked to see more people's backstory. Listen, I know the final season, all of them had the same backstory, kinda. So it's no opportunity right there. But everybody else, it was opportunity. The New Frontier, they actually did a pretty good job of that. And another thing I want to talk about.
Thanks.
Stop killing characters 2 seconds into the game. Like, there's a lot of people who died the first 2 seconds into the game. And I feel like they kill off everybody. Like, the entire cabin group, they all got packed up. And some of them was just because. Like, look at Trip. Look at Ava. Look at Omid. Everybody, they get packed up for no reason. And honestly, so many people get packed up that it's not as impactful as it could have been if less people had died. Or more people survived for a longer amount of time. So you could really start to build a relationship with them. Like, take Kenny for example. Now, I'm not saying Kenny should have died off even earlier than he did. I'm saying he a good character because we got multiple seasons with this guy. And we built an even stronger relationship with him over time. Like, imagine if Luke would have stayed alive and made it through multiple seasons. More people would have liked Luke. And, you get to see people grow. And I feel like that growth, it would have helped out a lot of characters. Because a lot of characters, they either get packed up early or packed up in an uneventful way. Now, I will say, they did do something else really good. Like Rebecca's, yeah, that one was tough. But I think with this one, I'm mostly focused on The Walking Dead New Frontier and The Walking Dead Season 2. Because the final season, it did a pretty good job in keeping them alive. Now listen, I'm not saying I want everybody to stay alive throughout the game. No, that'd be even terrible. But I'm saying that the deaths, they should be spread it out more. Don't just go killing off characters just because. I feel like there's a good balance that they just missed off the mark. Like, I understand they want a fast-paced story. I feel like the story, it could have still been fast-paced, but it's a bit too fast-paced in my opinion. Because it really feels like we missing out on the story. Like, take for example, Christina and her pregnancy. We just skipped all over that. And not only that, take Clementine and AJ in New Frontier. Because we see a little glimpse of everything. But, I wish we would have seen that. Because I feel like that was a really important time in AJ life and Clem's. And we kind of just schemed over that. But listen, that's the things that I think would make the story even better than it already is. But I'm curious, what do you think would have made the story a whole lot better than it already is? Now, this ain't my usual type of video, but I kind of really wanted to do this, and I need some ideas. So if you got any ideas for me to do, hey, drop it in the comments. I might do it. I might just do it. But if you like this type of video, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want, and check out this video over here where I break down the darkest conspiracy about keeping Andy St. John alive. Hey, it's a good one. It's a good one. Promise you. But we out. It's all still rains. Hit the subscribe and leave a like. Oh.